My warmful greetings to the Honorable Speaker and all the viewers present here. I am Sri MANASA Reddy as the Minister of Rural Development and Land Resources, along with the Deputy Minister ESHWAR, are here to represent our Ministry of the National Youth Parliament. According to me, rural development is one of the important aspects that is connected with the development of the whole country. Approximately 68% of India's population lives in rural areas. So, if the rural areas develop, urban areas also develop more automatically on its own. And here we are going to propose some of the policies that are going to help in the development of rural areas. So, coming to the first one, increase the literacy rate in the rural areas of India. We need to put on a lots of efforts to increase the literacy rate in the rural areas, as many of the people living in rural villages and areas are not well educated. If the people are well educated, they could put on their own efforts to develop the rural areas, which could indirectly help in the development of the whole nation. If the people are well educated, they can try to prevent the obstacles for the development of the rural areas. So, for this to happen, we need to strengthen our educational facilities in rural areas. The government can build schools to motivate the young and as well as the older people, and it is also called as Gramina Vayojana Vidya, which means education for old people. We can increase the attendance of the students in rural schools by providing free nutritious food and good facilities in schools for the children. And coming to the next one, we need to develop strong infrastructure in the agricultural sector. We can also develop rural areas by strengthening the infrastructure in the agricultural sector by providing the technical services to the farmers and by providing supporting prices in the farmers and necessary inputs and implement mechanization to increase productivity. Government should standardize cropping areas based on the demands of crops during every season and during the whole year so that every farmers will get profits on what they produce for every crop season and for every year. Government will also promise to give the basic inputs to the farmers for good crop yield. So farmers will be benefiting. So over to Ishwar.
To all the honorable speakers, to all the ministers, organizers, and to all my viewers, Namaskar and good evening. This is ESHWAR Ankit, the Deputy Minister for Rural Development and Land Resources, hereby continue with the proceedings of our ministry. To begin with, one of the most majorly prevalent problems which we had witnessed over the time is the lack of a particular precise system through which people could actually express all of their problems or grievances to the ministry or authority. Keeping this also, in addition to that, unfortunately, over the past few years, this problem has been unheard. And to tackle this problem, we, the Ministry of Rural Development and Land Resources, in association with the Ministry of Communication, have come forward with a dedicated toll-free number, wherein our primary objective is to create a telephonic platform wherein people could freely present all of their problems verbally to through the portal and can actually and a call recording of this is sent to the ministry further. And secondly, in case of not having access to the cellular network, in such cases, we, in association with the Department of Posts, have come forward with a specially designed postcard through which people can actually express all of their problems. And the design of this postcard is such that people who are illiterates can also freely express their problem, so that literacy is not a barrier towards expression. The postcards used over here will be the feedback postcards, wherein this is funded by the government. See, on the other hand, a 1 week of span is allocated after the message sent by the sender, wherein we, the Ministry of Rural Development and Land Resources, would thoroughly go through the problem, get ourselves acquainted with it, and if it is approved if it is acceptable, then we would approve it and get in touch with the concerned authority and try to postulate a basic plan of action and would reveal the shareable data to the sender in the span of 2 weeks. This is what is the procedure which we would like to inculcate to express our replies to the a large bulk of messages and phone calls. While talking about the population of India, I want each and every one of the listener over here that the major portion of the Indian population is still under the rural areas, and any of our small contribution, it is important that we remember the fact that around 68% of the Indian population still resides in the rural areas. Therefore, whatever is our contribution or service rendered, that is directly or indirectly, that will come in contact with the rural areas. Therefore, I request that our collective cooperation in rendering the services will actually be noticeable and a great game changer in bringing out the change for the country. We are always open for such associations, and some of our actions are in association with the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. We wish to generate job opportunities on the lines of Indian skill set and culture. Also, in addition to that, we would like to inculcate the concept of vocational training right from the school level in association with the Ministry of Education. In association with the Ministry of Healthcare and Ayush, we wish to work together in the improvisation of hospitals in rural areas, right from the availability of beds to the aiming for the qualities of service rendering and promote Ayurveda and its service in rural areas. Also, in association with Ministry of Railways, we wish to commence or restart the Lifeline Express, which was initially initiated back in 2006 with reduced staff and intervals of time, keeping COVID-19 pandemic in view. In association with the Ministry of Agriculture, we wish to be aware with all the landscapes and demographies of all the landscapes, on the landscapes and the cultivable lands available in the rural areas, and also about the different types of crops being produced in different rural areas. Lastly, we expect to contribute in associations in every possible way, and would like to help rural areas flourish. Having said that, I would like to say that contribution together will lead to catapulting forever. Having said that, I would like to thank each and every one of my listeners for being with me, for your kind cooperation, and your questions are always welcomed. Jai Hind.
And so coming to the budget estimate, we have designed the budget by seeing last 5-year budget preparation and also by counting the schemes. So we divided the overall budget as per the grants. So for the grant number 86, we allocated 2,01,896 crores for the Department of Rural Development, and for grant 87 we allocated 1,303 crores, and the department is for land resources. May this budget be helpful for the whole country, India. We also expect the Indian budget to grow at 3.40% in all the ministries. Thank you everyone who are present here, and I would like to end this presentation by telling a small quote. Working together, we can do more to improve the quality of life for all our people living in rural areas. Thank you.